control as he hits 7 minutes on the clock and still grinding. Look at this strong run. It'll easily be a new lifetime best as he goes near 7.5 minutes. National record for Mechaal. This should be a competitive race like we saw in that women's 1500, and it is Adel Mechaal, the Spaniard, maybe coming in as the early favorite.
Yeah, he's had a busy year. He's been on the roads, he's been on the cross-country course, and just recently ran 7:36.5 indoor 3Ks, so he's back and he's looking to best that.
Next to him, Mason Furlick was an NCAA champion while at Michigan. Robbie Andrews getting an introduction there, and we'll talk a little bit about Robbie here in the early going. He's going to be the pace setter here for the men's 3,000. And Robbie Andrews was actually in that race we showed you at the Armory yesterday, running a competitive mile that he lost to the high schooler. But the nice thing about Robbie, we can say, is he's Staten Island owned. He was born here, and his great uncle was the legendary Bobby Thompson from the Giants in 1951 with the shot heard around the world. So got a little bit of fun to be in the front here leading this group. Just going to pace for the early going here with Jordan Mann behind him, and then Mechaal. And then Luis Grijalva, who we'll talk about certainly throughout this race. You see him back in 4th position. First Central American athlete ever to reach an Olympic 5,000 meter final. And he ran well last week at the Armory. Absolutely.
Both Mechaal and Grijalva are coming back from running 3,000 meters last weekend. Both having really great runs, setting PBs and saying, hey, let's go for one more round. I think it's good for momentum. You get a lot of people in the indoor season trying to figure out how can I set myself up for outdoors? What am I working on? These guys are just trying to go fast.
Back behind Grijalva is Mason Furlick from the United States, Maximilian Thorworth of Germany, and Andrew Butchart of Great Britain. But everyone's kind of finding room to run on the rails. Still plenty of time in this men's 3,000 meter race. Beautiful facility, and all the distance runners say this track, though relatively new, has proven to be very fast.
Oh, it's in the results. You can see it meet after meet, race after race. And we came here last year and it was like another meet record, another meet record. We would love to see the same thing today. We have a group of people who can make it happen.
As they run along the backstretch, they have a huge series of banners denoting national records and world records that have been set here. And the banner maker here on Staten Island is getting a very lucrative contract. As you can see him there off in the distance. And we'll see what can be added throughout this competition day. Andrews, the pace setter, continues to lead the group. Mann also pacing. And then Mechaal, Grijalva, and then a few meters back, it's still Furlick, Thorworth, Butchart, and then the Swiss runner, Jonas Reis.
Talk about the versatility of some of these runners running cross country and roads. This is the warm-up facility for the New York City Marathon. So these guys might not know it yet. They think they're 3,000 meter folk, but they might be in here warming up for the marathon one day. All kinds of nerves that come with that, Paul.
And when I asked you about your experience here and I asked you where'd you go before this, it sounds like this is a bit of an upgrade than what you did before.
Yeah, we had tents prior to that, and I believe the one year I ran it, it was so windy at the start, the tent was collapsing, so we just really had to bust. This is a very nice upgrade.
No wind readings necessary in indoor track. Beautiful facility here at Ocean Breeze, and Mann now pacing the group with 9 laps to go. So we're inside single digits, and a solid group of runners still here in the front.
They went through that first K right on schedule. It was requested at 2:33 for the 1,000 meters, and Robbie Andrews did a great job setting them up, and I think everyone's still there. I don't think this will shake too many people, but it's going to put them right on the cusp the last lap of whether or not they can kick for that PR. Mechaal aside, he's going to have to do a little bit more work.
So 8 laps to go. You see that split. That's for every 200 meters. A lot of patience here. You look back at one spot behind Mason Furlick now in, what, 7th position is Jake Whiteman. He's also expected to be in the midst, talented 1,500-meter guy, so maybe kind of waiting for this race to really perk up and then try to have something in the finish. And he's moving up alongside Furlick, so picking off one person at a time. He also has a unique advantage, does Whiteman. His dad, Jeff, is the stadium announcer here, was also the stadium announcer in Tokyo. He said in Tokyo because there were no fans in the stands. It was kind of the first time he really heard his dad, but it was kind of a cool experience to have his dad there helping him out.
That's funny. I think it's they need like a code word, because it doesn't matter where you are on the course or in the race. That coach's voice, that parent's voice, you can pick it out of anywhere. I think you need some little sign language, but through voice.
So 6 laps to go. Still Mann, Mechaal, Grijalva, and then Butchart, Mortimer, and Whiteman making a trio from Great Britain in 4th, 5th, and 6th, and then back to Thorworth with a little bit of gap there. Now Grijalva is going to relinquish 3rd here as Butchart makes a move on him, and things beginning to pick up. And Mechaal says, "Get out of the way, Mr. Mann. I'm taking control with 5 laps to go."
This is what he was waiting for. He set that PR behind Aragawe, who ran the fastest time in the world and just right off the world record. So this is no big stretch for him, although you see him working really hard right now to kind of open this thing up and make sure it doesn't end up in a kick with a guy like Whiteman sitting back there.
This happens sometimes in racing. Mann, as the pacer, giving instructions to the guy behind him.
Yeah, it's hard to read. I think Mann's job is to set the pace and, frankly, to stay out of the way. I think Mechaal wants some space, and he feels like he's got running in his legs, but he just didn't want to go around the outside. So they solved it, and he went through it pretty smoothly there.
Thomas Mortimer, now the 23-year-old from Great Britain, their European under-23 champion at 5,000 meters. Check that 4th place finisher in that race a year ago. But all eyes on the leader here. Mechaal has opened up a lead. Whiteman now realizing he's got to pick up the pace to even try to challenge his fellow countrymen for 2nd. But a good look at the gap now as Mechaal has blown this open.
Yeah, he went through that 2K in 5:04, a little ahead of schedule, and said, I would like to go even faster. I think it's very much within his wheelhouse. He wants to set a PR. He didn't come here to just have a good time. He would like to win. Obviously, that's the goal, but he wants to do it in a fast fashion.
So now Thorworth is the one leading that group in the chase position. Gap ever widens here on the back stretch. That beautiful window in the vista out into the outdoors on Staten Island. But Mechaal in complete control as he hits 7 minutes on the clock and still grinding.
And there was a big move by Whiteman back there. I don't know if he thinks like, hey, maybe I got a chance to chase here. It looks like it's gotten away from him. He's still being really aggressive and just eyes up, gunning for the finish line.
Whiteman joined Mechaal in the Tokyo final at 1,500 meters where he finished 10th. Mechaal finished 5th, and it's going to finish ahead of Whiteman today. Look at this strong run. It'll easily be a new lifetime best as he goes near 7.5 minutes in winning here. And look at the race behind him for 2nd. Butchart is going to take it. That looks like it hurt.
He was gritting his teeth. He was fighting himself. The form, the arms were going up into the ears, the whole thing, but he held it off. Dug deep here, gritting the teeth, all fight. It's him versus the clock.
And then look back here for the battle for 2nd. Whiteman, Grijalva, and then swinging wide, Butchart. And has enough gas in the tank to get himself under his previous lifetime best. Grijalva with a national record for Guatemala in 3rd. National record for Mechaal. A Swiss national record for Jonas Reis. And PBs all the way down through 9th place. A celebration for Mechaal taking the victory. When you're pushing the limits, got to push through the pain. And Adel Mechaal of Spain felt it to the end, felt it afterwards, but feeling good now as he has a new national record. In the top 9 athletes in the field, all with new lifetime bests and a smattering of new national records. Take a breather from the racing.